Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're posing the question, when did we stop having rights when we travel? This isn't going to be a video where I really cite anyone. It's just kind of an opinion piece. And I was just sitting around thinking about it. I was looking at some of the guidelines now on travel into the United States, and I just started thinking, when did we just all stop having any rights when we travel? No medical privacy rights, no rights to what you can decide to wear or where you can decide to go, where you can decide to sit. If you don't want to be in a detention center for a prolonged period of time when you go somewhere. I mean, the United States isn't so much an issue for this, but other countries, including Thailand, have all these quarantine protocols. When did this happen? Obviously it occurred since roughly February, March of 2020, but at what point are we all going to sit down and kind of take a look at this again and decide, hey, or at least assess what is important, what is not important? I fail to see, especially in this Omicron situation where this rises to the level that we had back a year and a half ago. I just fail to see it. I understood when this started, for a short period of time, there was going to be a situation where we needed to maybe be a little bit more on our guard, a little bit more circumspect, and take some precautions. But at this point, what are we doing this for? Okay, leave that aside, but where did our rights go? Just basic, and before everybody says, well, Thailand's different from the US, I get all that. I'm talking about there was a time when there were basic notions of human rights when traveling internationally, that you can't just, do some of the things that, quite frankly, they're doing now. As I've said in another video, being stabbed in the head anytime you want to go travel. And that's been kind of regularized. This notion that you have to get a medical exam, basically a PCR test, anytime you want to cross an international border. Where did that come from? I really am worried that people are just not really taking these things in perspective and looking back and saying, hey, what may have been necessary in the first 6 weeks of this whole thing, is it really necessary now? And was it necessary to begin with? And should we do a cost-benefit analysis of our freedoms versus, the so-called precautionary benefits that come from this? I don't know what the answer is, but I definitely think we should be asking the question more and more.